Muy buenas tardes a todos y a todas, bienvenidos una tarde más al canal y vamos a iniciar con Dragon Age la campaña de El Enano. Iniciamos el otro día una con una humana maga y ahora vamos a empezar otra con un enano y ahora veremos cómo ponemos al enano, si lo hacemos guerrero o lo hacemos tipo rogue, pícaro, ladrón, como queráis llamar. Bien, vamos a comenzar una partida nueva.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. From every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Bueno, pues nada, vamos a comenzar. Como habéis visto, está igual que en la otra serie que va paralela a esta, la de la humana. Tenéis los textos del juego y demás, están puestos más grandes para que lo podáis leer. Dijimos que íbamos a coger un enano. Vamos a ser enano. guerrero o pícaro. Vale, vamos a coger. Uf. Cogemos pícaro. Podemos ser un enano plebeyo o un enano noble. Bien, cogemos el enano noble. Vale, siguiente.
Greetings.
La realidad de la piel. Yo creo que ahí está bien. Yo creo que aquí está bien.
Greetings. Oh, my spell. This isn't working. Need something else.
O lo dejamos calvo. Vale. Lo vamos a llamar Vito. Vito. Educan. Siguiente.
Deep beneath the frostbacked mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endron of House Aidukan, the 9th Aidukan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Déjalo, no quiero parecer asustado.
Agreed. Tonight's battles will be of politics and intrigue. A shield won't be all that useful. Of course, they might think you were too fearful to risk looking fearful.
Tú, amigo mío, eres ridículo.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
Mis hermanos.
Out and about. I saw them on my way here, browsing the shops. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. practice my cheering.
¿Por qué no quieres participar en los juegos, Gorin?
You remember last year's open proving? It took your father's smith 6 hours to remove my helmet. I'm not meant for single combat. I fight as my lord's second in shield. That's enough for me.
Vale, los juegos parecen interesantes. Vamos a echar un vistazo.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Bueno, vamos a ver todo esto de aquí. Hoja de personaje. Hechizos y talentos. Habilidades. Vamos a ponernos de momento aquí esto. El mapa. Bien, con tabulador vemos lo resaltado que podemos encontrar en los sitios. Por muy peligroso que sea confundir la casta de un enano, mucho más mortal es confundir las alianzas entre las casas nobles de Orsanmar. Todo el mundo en la ciudad está aliado con alguien, ya sea por lazos de sangre o no. Los nobles no participan directamente en el comercio, ya que eso es competencia de la casta de los mercaderes, pero sí que hacen las veces de patronos, invierten en los comercios o en las obras de los artesanos, y a cambio obtienen una parte de los beneficios, así como un tanto de la fama. Los mercaderes y guerreros se benefician por igual de estar al servicio de un patrono prestigioso. El poder relativo de cada casa cambia continuamente. Por lo general, se puede presumir con seguridad que sea quien sea la casa noble que ostenta el trono, es la que se encuentra en la cúspide. Pero más allá de eso, las cosas se complican de un modo indecible. Una casa se alía con otra por lazos matrimoniales. Obtienen posición y prestigio cuando ganan los juegos los combatientes que les son leales o que pertenecen directamente a su linaje. Bien lo sostienen cuando los artesanos a los que patrocinan empiezan a ser buscados o a estar bien considerados, o cuando los mercaderes en los que invierten tienen éxito. El grado de poder que estos logros confieren es difuso hasta para los mismos enanos, tanto que no es raro que los nobles se reten entre sí en los juegos para demostrar qué herrero forja las mejores hebillas o qué criados tienen los mejores modales. No se sale de lo corriente encontrar a dos mercaderes discutiendo por cuál de sus nobles patronos está mejor considerado, porque la posición del patrono es la del cliente. En ningún lugar se hace esto más evidente que en el cónclave, donde se reúnen los digires, representantes de las casas nobles. Aunque sea técnicamente el rey quien gobierna Orsanmar, a los reyes los elige el cónclave, y por tanto cada rey debe procurar constantemente conservar el apoyo de los digires. Los reyes que demuestran ser impopulares encuentran que sus herederos no son estimados dignos de heredar el trono. En este caso, el poder pasa a otra casa. Vale, tenemos dos notas también, la 250 y la 251. Y tenemos 6 en el apartado de controles. Vale, pues ya tenemos todo esto leído, no hay ninguna encendida. Registro de conversaciones. Y contenido descargable. Rey Endrin Lucas. Negar las tradiciones de nuestro pueblo no es un tecnicismo político. cofres. Bueno, vamos a cogerlo. Vamos a cogerlo todo. La ciudad de Orsanmar. Se encuentra en el corazón de las montañas de la espalda helada, en lo más profundo bajo tierra. La ciudad forma un arco hacia afuera desde el Palacio Real, que está construido alrededor de un túnel de lava del que brota continuamente roca líquida que ilumina y caldea toda la caverna. El piso superior de Orsanmar es hogar de la casta noble, con sus palacios extendidos como un abanico en ambas direcciones, desde la corte del rey, así como la sede del Teatro. Es el depositario de todo el conocimiento de los enanos. El piso inferior es el barrio plebeyo, donde la casta de los mercaderes campa sus anchas y donde se ponen a la venta las mejores obras de la artesanía de Orsanmar. En el centro del río de lava, conectado al barrio plebeyo por un paso elevado, se encuentra la palestra de los juegos, un estadio sagrado donde los enanos, según su antigua tradición, resuelven sus disputas. En una orilla del llameante río se encuentran las precarias ruinas de antiguos palacios enanos, en una zona que los lugareños llaman Escorial, y que en la actualidad alberga a los descastados de la ciudad. En la otra orilla del río se encuentran los caminos de las profundidades, que antaño unían al extenso Imperio Enano, pero que ahora, tras siglos de incursiones de los engendros tenebrosos, están sellados en su mayoría. Prácticamente todo el conocimiento de esta red de pasadizos subterráneos se ha perdido, incluso para quienes lo construyeron. Vale, aquí tenemos 5. La daga nos la vamos a equipar también. Vale, y esto de aquí. Esto es sigilo. Vale, de momento. Capítulo 1. Las memorias nos dicen que nuestros reinos se extendían antaño mucho más allá de las montañas, y que los Tai eran casi incontables. Por aquel entonces, la capital era Kal Sharok, una de todas las casas nobles, y Orzammar no era más que el hogar de las castas de los mineros y de los herreros. Fue con el Imperio de Tevinter que cambiaron las cosas. El Paragón Garal trasladó la sede de poder a Orzammar para supervisar más de cerca el floreciente comercio con la superficie. Parecía que nuestro pueblo estaba entrando en una era de prosperidad. Las memorias no dan explicaciones sobre la llegada de los engendros tenebrosos, solo incógnitas. Al principio había rumores, ruidos en los caminos de las profundidades, un viajero perdido aquí y allá. La casta de los guerreros envió hombres a patrullar el camino y dio el asunto por zanjado. No sabíamos que, mientras los buscábamos, ellos ya estaban volcados en su propia búsqueda. El archidemonio se encontraba durmiendo en lo profundo de la roca. Ellos lo encontraron y lo despertaron, y la ruina dio comienzo. Los engendros tenebrosos brotaron como humo de los caminos de las profundidades, y la casa de los guerreros se esforzó por contenerlo. Se perdieron incontables trais en aquella primera ruina, pero como ocurre siempre en los peores momentos de necesidad, surgió un paragón. El paragón Aidukan dirigió la defensa de Orzammar y la horda oscura fue derrotada. No obstante, la victoria se cobró un gran premio. Gran parte de los caminos de las profundidades se sellaron para contener a los engendros tenebrosos, aislando a Taix e incluso a ciudades enteras para siempre. Bueno, pues ha sido el capítulo 1.
Congratulations on being...
Vale, aquí no hay... no parece que haya nada. Vamos a ir registrando todo el sitio.
All right, all right.
Oh,
Habitación de Belén. Del padre a la del trono, barrio del diamante y cocina. Mira, ahí tenemos un montón de libros y tenemos una carta.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Una carta de Rika. Queridísimo Príncipe Belen, sois demasiado amable conmigo. No soy más que una cosa insignificante y no merezco vuestra atención. Pero vuestra predisposición a tolerar mi presencia os convierte en un auténtico príncipe entre los hombres. No puedo agradeceros lo suficiente el hermoso collar que me habéis regalado. Nunca olvidaré el detalle y os prometo que lo llevaré puesto en nuestro próximo encuentro. Sé que mi gratitud no significa nada para vos, pero debo decirlo de nuevo. Gracias. Siempre seré vuestra humilde y devota sierva. Sinceramente, Er.
All right.
Flecha de hielo. Cinto de mercader enano.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
¿Quién eres?
It seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Iduken's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
Sí, puedes irte.
Thank you. I will go now.
Vale. Opciones. Controles. Vale. Estas son las habitaciones del padre.
I am proud to serve the Idukans. I am at your service. Good day, Lord Idukan. No sign of trouble here.
Vale. Esto está cerrado también.
I am at your service.
Barrio de diamante. Sala del trono.
I went to watch the provings. Most exciting.
Esto va hacia las cocinas, ¿no? Está bloqueado.
I am at your service.
Their wares in the Diamond Quarter during the celebrations.
Mercader de sedas, mercader de armaduras.
We can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do.
The finest in home decorations! The finest in home decorations!
You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord! My Lord Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Claro, buen mercader.
Please, look as you will.
Nothing beats a good set of steel cutlery.
Our crust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
No le hables a Goring así.
I speak to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say.
Tú sigue ladrando tus órdenes. Estoy seguro de que algún día las escucharé.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you're receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
Me encanta cuando te crees que puedes darme orden.
I'd advise you to watch that tongue, dear sibling. Father will not live forever. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Bueno, puede que cuando Tyrion sea rey se calme. Para ser rey tiene que estar vivo.
Perhaps this isn't the best place for that sort of talk, shall we?
My Lord Iduken, nothing here rivals your amazing Iduken armor. If you wish something made...
You know very well House Iduken has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Háblame de tus piezas.
Your Highness's legendary prowess is matched only by your kindness.
Háblame de las armaduras que forjas.
I buy only the finest iron ore, and personally oversee the armor's crafting by the most skillful of the smith caste.
Vale, fascinante.
Of course, the honor was all mine.
Look at this piece, darling. It rivals even the work of the Paragon Smith herself.
Nonsense, woman. Your words bring shame upon our house. See how the edges are rough and bitter? You compare this to Bronx work?
What about that one?
I doubt he's up to the task. I'm not...
What have we here? Two handsome, strapping, noble lords. You both look so grand.
And isn't this the man of the hour, the king's son?
Who's your friend, my lord? Another noble from the honored House Iduken?
Este es el Goring, de la Casa de los Guerreros.
Oh, then not a noble?
No, Telly, not a noble. Stone you're thick sometimes.
¿Qué más os da que Goring sea noble o no?
They're noble hunters, my lord. A man takes his caste from his father, and these women hope to bear a noble lord's son. If one is successful, she's raised up to concubine in the noble house to care for her child. It provides new sword arms for the house, and many nobles look favorably on such women.
¿Así que estáis dispuestas a acostaros con cualquier noble, chicas?
You're the most appealing, obviously. A noble from the best house there is. Handsome, too.
Are you interested in a bit of diversion?
No me interesa.
We'll be here if you change your mind, my lord.
Bueno, nos hemos encontrado con las primeras prostitutas del juego, vamos.
Invest in the next great trade expedition.
Greetings, my lord Idukin. I am so honored to have you visit my booth. I have a proposition, but I dared not approach.
Yet you dare now.
No pasa nada, quiero oír lo que dice.
Very well then, speak.
Yes, just so. Here's the thing. What I mean to say is...
Escúpelo de una vez.
Sorry. So nervous. I had a dagger made for you as a gift for your first command. Sent a messenger to deliver the dagger to you. Prince Trian had him thrown out. I don't know what offense he caused, but I had him beaten severely.
Déjame ver esa daga.
Here it is, Your Highness.
That's an amazing piece, merchant.
You do me much honor, sir. The blade has been crafted over a period of 2 years by masters of every art. I wish to bless the Lord's first command, and hope that someday, when he rules, he will wear it.
Trian is heir. He will rule when King Endrin returns to the stone.
If the Assembly wills it. Forgive me, sir, but whispers say the second child of Endrin will be chosen.
Whispers indeed. It's a princely gift. If Trian recognizes it, though, it may send the wrong message. Or the right one, depending on your view.
Vale, que me parte un rayo si me importa lo que piensa Trian. Lo acepto.
Thank you. You bring uncountable honor to me.
What he means is that you'll bring uncountable gold to him if you wear that piece in public.
Only the freshest food for your noble table.
Lord Idukin, here in my booth? I am so...
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be the king's child, never able to just blend in?
Lo detesto. Yo solo quería charlar un rato.
There will be plenty of talk at the noble feast, though a less pleasant sort. Shall we move along?
Most exotic wares in Orzammar.
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
Sí, me gustaría ver los juegos.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
Es ridículo, no necesito una escorta armada.
I did mention the merchants that won permits to show their goods in the Diamond Quarter. There were only so many permits auctioned off, and quite a few were turned away. Your father fears you will be harassed on the way to the proving.
Vale, es una tontería, pero qué remedio.
Will we be leaving then?
Sí.
We are at your command.
Valos Etredum. En el 23º año del reinado de Ragnar Aidukan, un anciano de la casta de los sirvientes fue acusado de robar un anillo de zafiros a su patrono, el señor Deis. El criado fue privado de su posición. Él y su familia fueron echados a la calle, y poco después el hombre murió. El hijo del pobre sirviente retó al señor Deis a un juego de prueba, a una ordalía, alegando que su padre había sido víctima de una cruel injusticia y que los antepasados así lo atestiguarían. El señor Deis no tuvo más remedio que aceptar. Sobre la piedra sagrada de la palestra, el noble se enfrentó al pequeño criado. El señor Deis llevaba una espada forjada especialmente para él, y llevaba puesta la armadura de su bisabuelo. El pequeño criado no llevaba armas ni armadura. Cuando empezó el combate, el chico luchó como una manada entera de predadores furiosos. Se abalanzó sobre el sorprendido señor, le arrancó la espada de la mano y le despojó de la armadura con las manos desnudas. El chico tiró al señor Deis y lo golpeó hasta que el noble le suplicó que tuviera piedad. El chico y su familia recuperaron su puesto en la casa de Deis, y la virtud del padre del chico nunca más volvería a ser puesta en tela de juicio. Los antepasados habían hablado y nadie cuestionaría sus palabras.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
No, he venido a luchar.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor him by doing as he says. My Lord Aidukan will fight in this proving.
Vale, solo quiero ejercitarme un poco antes de la batalla de mañana.
Of course, it is well within your rights.
Men and women of Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Aidukan. I give you the Lord Aidukan himself! Are you ready for your first match?
Naturalmente.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aidukan. Lord Aidukan will fight Emir Bino, youngest son of Lord.
You honor me with this match.
El honor es mío.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! That was quite a fight. Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer. Are you ready for your next opponent?
¿Quién es?
Adal Helmi, a woman, Your Highness. She's a tenacious fighter.
Vale, lucharé con quien sea.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aida. Lord Aida will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Thedas.
Honor and glory to your house, Your Highness.
Lo mismo digo.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Consejo de combate. Estás en una situación de combate. Es importante dominar bien el campo de batalla. Aleja la cámara para hacerte una idea más clara de tu situación. También puedes pausar la acción para elaborar tu estrategia pulsando espacio. Para atacar, solo tienes que hacer clic con el botón derecho sobre el enemigo. Para usar un talento, haz clic con el botón izquierdo sobre él en la barra de acceso rápido y lo utilizarás contra tu objetivo actual.
That was a crowd pleaser. Many were waiting to see that woman put in her place. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him?
¿Qué puedes contarme de Sir Blackstone?
One of the best of the warrior caste. He achieved glory in close combat assault in the deep roads.
Venga, estoy preparado.
Then let us begin. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aida. Lord Aidukan will fight Sir Blackstone, deep road squadroner of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you read.
Vale, te deseo buena suerte.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Aidukan. Franlin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first?
¿Qué puedes contarme sobre él?
He is a decorated fighter who prefers unusual weapons and rarely fights with the same techniques twice.
House Ivo is relatively inconsequential, but Franlin may change that. He's expected to take a full command of his own soon.
Vale, vamos a ver qué tal lucha.
Very good. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduki. It is down to just 2 warriors, with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Iduki will fight Franklin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
Que la roca esté contigo.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight! Congratulations! Franklin Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
Hácelo llegar a Franklin Ivo. Ha luchado con mucho valor.
The people will remember your honor and generosity for all time.
Vale.
My lord?
Diles a los escoltas que se preparen. Oren, quiero irme ya.
You heard the man.
Your wish is our command.
El banquete de los nobles.
My lord has returned. Is there something here that interests you? Please, look as you will.
Se vende. Vender.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here. The raid tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Venga, de acuerdo.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause. The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
¿Por qué te interesa tanto esta causa en concreto?
Those on the surface are our lifeline. They facilitate trade with the surface. They're honorable and, well, let's be honest. I don't care a whit for those who have wandered from the stone. My wife, however, is a gem of a different color. She has a cousin, a useless sort, but she's quite fond of him. He joined a speculative venture to the surface, hoping to make his fortune, and went bust. Now he wishes to come home, but he cannot, for he has no house and would be castless. For my wife's sake, I take up his cause. Will you lend me your voice?
¿Qué quieres que haga?
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
Las castas. Los que visitamos Orzammar hemos de tener en cuenta que las jerarquías de la sociedad enana son mucho más complejas que las nuestras. Es fácil insultar gravemente a un enano si se confunde la posición que ocupa. Como esto puede conllevar una pérdida innecesaria de vidas o de extremidades, intentaré mitigar el peligro para los viajeros como yo. La sociedad de Orzammar se divide en nobles, guerreros, herreros, artesanos, mineros, mercaderes y sirvientes. El lector se estará diciendo sin duda, nosotros también tenemos todas esas divisiones. Ese es un error muy peligroso. Ciertamente tenemos nobleza, artesanos y mercaderes, y solemos heredar esa posición de nuestros padres. No obstante, los hijos más jóvenes de la nobleza optan con frecuencia por ser artesanos o soldados. Los hijos de los mercaderes pueden alistarse en el ejército o convertirse en criados o ponerse de aprendices de un artesano. Todo esto se escoge libremente. Está limitado, quizá, por el nacimiento, pero se sigue escogiendo. Lo que para la mayor parte de los humanos es una cuestión de elección, para los enanos está dictado enteramente por el nacimiento. Nadie puede ser herrero si no ha nacido de padres de la casta herrera. Un sirviente que se case con una noble nunca será un noble, y aunque sus hijas sean nobles, sus hijos seguirán siendo criados porque las hijas heredan la casta de su madre, mientras que los hijos heredan la de su padre.
You're a fool. Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
¿Perdón?
Lord Dace is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you.
Si tienes algo que decir, dilo ahora.
If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the merchant guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
¿Así que el señor Dace ha ideado todo esto para recuperar las pérdidas?
Clever child. Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, I Dukin.
Y los exteriores vuelven a sus casas.
You begin to see the whole picture. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the Surfacer's kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace.
Creo que tendré que hablar con el señor Dace.
If you call his bluff, then you lose your chance to turn the tables. Let him think he has you. Smile and nod, and when he asks his question, tell him that the so-called surface caste are right where they belong. That should take Lord Dace down a peg or two.
Lo pensaré.
Good. Your house's reputation hangs in the balance.
Joder, vaya lío, ya empezamos con...
Greetings, my lord Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last.
¿Por fin? ¿Es que me andabas buscando?
Not as such, but your father never misses a chance to boast of your skill and bravery. He says you may be the quickest fighter in all of House Idukan.
Mi padre me honra con sus palabras.
I have no doubt it is deserved. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
Creo que no sé todo lo que debería sobre los guardas grises.
You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know?
¿Qué más entraña unirse a los guardas grises?
Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all ties to your old life. It means dedicating yourself to destroying the Darkspawn. Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves and thus even fewer Dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since Dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn.
¿Podría unirme a los guardas grises y permanecer en Orzammar?
I'm afraid not. Grey Wardens go where they're needed most. Right now, that is on the surface at the ruins of Ostagar, where the human king gathers his armies to face the blight.
Ojalá pudiera unirme a vosotros.
Truly? Then I will speak to your father after tomorrow's battle. I have my doubts he will relent, but there is always hope. Until then, good luck to you. Show the Darkspawn what your people are made of.
Duncan. Las ruinas. Querida Nika, yo no me preocuparía por el cónclave. Deja que los nobles se reúnan y discutan sobre qué casa tiene el Taik más grande. Eso impide que el miedo se apodere de ellos, que es lo que ocurriría de lo contrario, y evita que se conviertan en una molestia mayor. La guerra es cosa de los guerreros. Yo diría que la estrategia del enemigo parece estar cambiando, aunque nunca antes parecía que lo hubieran entendido, aparte de destruir todo cuanto encontraban a su paso. Durante semanas hubiera jurado que su número iba menguando. Le decía que quizás estábamos cerca de borrarlos del mapa. No podíamos haber estado más cerrados, porque hoy hemos dado con el grueso de su fuerza principal. Es imposible expresarlo en palabras, Anika. Nunca había visto tanta muerte en un mismo sitio. Había incontables engendros tenebrosos y en el corazón de aquellas masas una gran bestia, tan alta como el palacio de Orzammar, con aliento de fuego. Quizás se trate de un paragón de los engendros, porque parecían tratarlo con deferencia. Estaban partiendo, marchaban hacia los pozos que llevan a la superficie, pero en cuanto los contemplé, supe que volverán cuando hayan devorado todo lo que hay encima de nosotros. Personajes. Duncan. Vale, de Duncan ya conocemos la historia. Y el rey Endrin Aiduka.
You return. Were my instructions unclear?
He hablado con la señora Elmi.
And what did she have to say?
Que vuestro plan le costaría muy caro a mi casa.
I see. Some preposterous story, I'm sure. I suppose it could. I mean, well, it's the spirit of the law that's important, right? Our poor, disenfranchised service brothers. Ah, well played, Your Highness. Welcome to Assembly politics. Now, if you'll excuse me... You haven't made a friend here today.
Misión actualizada.
King, please reconsider. Trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. I hear you were declared champion of the Provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Por supuesto, padre.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Aidukan, who would pose a question to the prospective commander. Who seeks to know the prospect better? No? Very well then. The ritual is complete. I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trian and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
Por supuesto, padre.
Walk well, Commander.
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our king father?
Padre quiere verte.
Of course he does. We must discuss strategy before tomorrow's battle. Balin, stay here and stroke the new commander's conceit if you like. But then get to bed.
All day I've put up with that. He can really grate on the nerves.
Estoy de acuerdo.
And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
Ve al grano.
Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you.
¿Eh?
I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't overheard him giving orders to his men. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
¿Cómo voy a ser una amenaza para ti?
He fears what you are becoming, in the eyes of the people and the Assembly. Trian's the named prince, but only the Assembly can proclaim a king. It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the king's choice, but it does happen.
The founder of House Bimo became a paragon and king in one move from the Assembly, and he was a commoner.
That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Usually, it's the popular younger brother of an undesirable prince. Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. You entered the provings held in your own honor just for glory and to please the crowds. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian Veer's father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside.
¿Y qué puedo hacer?
You're the elder. I'll follow your lead as always.
Gorin, ¿tú qué dices?
Permission to speak freely?
Claro, amigo mío.
Trian would make a terrible king, but no one wants to say it. He has just enough backing in the Assembly to make it ugly when your father dies, but not enough to become king. Killing him now makes your house stronger and saves a great deal of bloodshed later.
Vale, esperaremos. Quiero ver qué hace.
Very well. I'll keep my eyes open. I don't want to lose the brother I actually like.
Me alegra tu preocupación, Belen. Gracias.
You're welcome. I'm taking your place as Father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
May the Paragon smile down on you.
Treon and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramond. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come then! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Haramond and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a time, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach it.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aidukan remains in that tide, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
El escudo de los Educan sería todo un hallazgo.
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions? Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aidukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
Ya qué interesante se pone esto, ¿no? Bueno, pues vamos a guardar aquí partida. Guardar partida. 01. Vale, vamos a hablar primero con esta gente que está aquí.
I am at your service.
Greetings, Commander. Lord Mino's men have taken this tunnel. The one assigned to your party is down the pathway.
Vale, son las 5, las 6, menos 10. Venga, vamos a tomarnos un cafelito y ahora volvemos en un próximo directo. Ahora volvemos, chavales.